Hi, friends. This week is a special week in the life of our Beth Chaim community. Uh, in the Beit Midrash, in our religious school community, we call this the beginning of our B'nai Mitzvah season. In fact, this coming Shabbat morning, Eli Cohn, youngest son of Aryeh and Kelly Cohn, will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah and will be the first in this year's class. Typically, our B'nai Mitzvah season starts, January, February, and goes through June. It's a very exciting time for our community as one after another of our young people take their place on the bima, stand up in front of their family, their friends, their community, and say, Hineni, here I am. They help lead the community in prayer. They chant from the Torah, verses from the Haftarah, the part of the prophetic writings associated with the weekly Torah portion. And then they offered their own Devar Torah, their own teaching. And that's the part that really delights my soul, because I get the privilege to work with each of these children, usually for about 3 months, meeting once a week for about 45 minutes. And we hold one question: what might this Torah portion mean to these young people? Where are they in this story? What might it mean to them in their real lives? And it's always exciting to accompany them on this journey, to help them formulate their questions, to dialogue with them every week, to get to know them, to hopefully earn their trust. And we have this beautiful process. It's a process in which every week, at the end of our sessions, we formulate a question of the week, something that happened in the course of their session that is worthy of their attention. It asks them to think about it, to chew on it during the week between sessions, and formulate their own response to a question they get to veto. If it's not a question they want to work with, we formulate another question. And they interview their parents separately around this question, and then read and ask them follow-up questions to hear more about the lives of their parents that, perhaps parents haven't felt comfortable sharing with them until this level of maturity, until this moment in their lives. And then they read them their response, their written response, and the parents get to ask more questions, help them deepen their response. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. And so much of what the young people write in their responses to the question of the week often shows up in their teaching, in their Devar Torah, because they've thought about it a lot. And, when we move into the writing stage in the last month of the process, they collect all the work they've done, and we start to sort through it. And they are the decision makers. I tell every young person I work with that there isn't one thing that will be in your teaching that you haven't okayed, that you can't stand behind 100%. And helping them shape it and edit it and go through draft after draft until they're happy with it, I'm happy with it, and we both sign off. So it's a lovely, lovely process. And, so many people in our community feel like if they aren't invited to the reception following that night, that afternoon of the B'nai Mitzvah, that they aren't invited to come to the service. And that's just not the way this works. Every service in our sanctuary is open to everyone in the community. Everyone is invited to come to the service, whether you're close to the family or not. And it's so sweet when people show up to experience a Shabbat morning service and see a young person in this community take their place as a more responsible member of our community. It's delicious. Everyone. So I hope you consider coming. It's 10 o'clock this Shabbat morning. As I said, Eli Cohen, we call to the Torah, but all of the B'nai Mitzvah students come up onto the Bima. We'll come up onto the Bima with him for Shema and V'ahavta, for certain central prayers, to stand together as a class, to own their collective journey through this Jewish rite of passage, and be honored for their unique and individual journey, each one. I hope you'll consider coming. It'll be special. Eve Decker is going to be leading our the music, playing her guitar, singing her soulful renditions of our prayers, and it's going to be a great celebration. And we all need celebration, so I hope you'll come. The other thing I want to add is that, we've started this sharing Shabbat together Friday night program, and it's been wonderful. And we've decided that when there is a B'nai Mitzvah on Shabbat morning, that the family gets to decide if they want a traditional service on the Friday night preceding the bar bat mitzvah, the B'nai Mitzvah. And in this case, the Cohens have decided to have a Friday night service, and Eli will participate. Members of the Chazanut group will sing. It'll be a sweet 1-hour service. So you're invited to come to that as well. It's going to be a wonderful weekend of honoring a young person in this crazy time, this insane world, making a decision to step up and make a commitment to embrace the Jewish spiritual path as a B'nai Mitzvah. And it truly is a special moment for the entire community. So I hope you might consider coming. It will be sweet. So I'm very excited. I'm excited for every one of these beautiful celebrations, because they're not just the family celebration, they're our community's celebration. We have provided the context and the sanctuary and the training and the support and love to enable this to happen. So even this early in the week, I say in anticipation of this weekend, a Shabbat Shalom. Hope to see you on either Friday night or Shabbat morning or both. Shalom uvracha, peace and blessings.